We have a lot of fun in this company, and we have a great product and thing to tell you about. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Stevie so he can get this started.
Hey, thank you very much. Can you hear me and see me okay?
I can.
Really? Was it on the dance floor?
I know that was one. That was one that stuck out in my mind.
Yeah, with Fernando. I hope
Yep.
you guys are doing well. It was really good and awesome to, meet you guys on those trips and have a really good time. And you're a great couple and great leaders. And it's just been amazing to be able to not only see the inspirational work that you do, um, not just in the US, but, globally too. Yeah, but to be able to meet you guys and befriend you and have good times. Just thank you very much. Yeah, I think you guys are absolutely amazing and inspire me a lot. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome. And I hope wherever you are in the world, Papua New Guinea is in the house. That's awesome. Um, yeah, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're doing really well. But especially to those in Australia, if you are affected or you know anybody that's affected by this relentless rain that is going on, with just incredible, massive, flash sweeping floods across many parts of the country. I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. I hope you're secure. I hope that you first and foremost are safe and secure. I hope your belongings and assets are secure. I just hope that you are doing well. And our heart goes out to those of you who are affected or got loved ones that are affected. So I appreciate you. Without further ado, let me jump into the very reason that we are all here today. I'm just going to share my screen here real quick. So as Kelly said, my name is Stevie Aquilina, and in case you couldn't tell by her introduction or by my Crocodile Dundee accent, my family and I live in Australia. We're originally from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was a dream come true, and we can make that happen. We are minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks. We love it. I love it. I'm very grateful for my life, and I feel blessed with an income, time, and freedom that allows me to enjoy great lifestyle with my family. That's also taken us to many parts of the world that once way too far out of our reach, because the good vibes and good times have not always been the case. I was a very awkward and difficult and weird child to parent, bring up in school. I never made the grades. I was often told I was stupid and useless. In fact, that was on a daily basis. And I figured out along the way, when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe it. And so later on, I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, to be honest with you, I just walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. Now, the PG version is I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good-looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney, King's Cross, for anyone who's familiar with Sydney, Australia. I was a daydreamer, but I was not a daydream believer. I had big dreams. I wanted to be, do, and have more. I really wanted to give more, actually, but I had little self-esteem, and so I'd done little with my life and just had little to give. Physically, I've always been athletic, even to right now, mainly in martial arts. Back then, however, you wouldn't have known it by looking at me, but I had health troubles. I had an autoimmune disorder. I had inflammatory issues. I had severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions most of my life. Lots of bad injuries too. Now, financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs with hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. I've had the phone, electricity, and gas cut off. I've not been able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol. I've not been able to make the rent. I've been evicted. I've been so embarrassingly broken behind. I'm in no financial dignity. Now, I always believed in possibilities, but my problem was I doubted my potential. And so with that contradiction, it led to uncertainty and unsatisfaction and unfulfillment and unhappiness and frustration, feeling trapped and just unable to be who I wanted to be. Now, here are some fortunate things that have happened in my life. First and foremost, I met the girl of my dreams. And right then and there, more than ever before, I was motivated to become more. And she believed in me and always told me that I was more. And I figured out again, when you're told something often enough, right? Mother of my 4 beautiful sons. Now, also, I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, opportunity, and training. Now, the company leaders here are extremely successful, but most importantly, ethical people. And they believed in me too, but more so they taught me how to believe and become more. And so today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I've solved them. And I have the honor of helping others to solve them too, because of this life-changing breakthrough. Instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have the opposite now, security and dignity, because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being uncertain and unfulfilled and unhappy and frustrated and trapped, I now have the ability to believe and become more, with the ability to give more, because this company's training has shown me a life-changing better way. And so now I want to spend the rest of my life doing nothing less than bettering people's lives in at least any one of these life-changing ways too. So what I'm going to share with you first is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared this was impossible. But now this is known as an enormous breakthrough with enormous potential. And that's proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies. This is a very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time, and any health goals, challenges, problems, or concerns you can think of. Remarkable results, but drug companies wanted it all shut down. More about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science that is truly groundbreaking and a category creating healthcare breakthrough. The ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they are made within your body. They're in you already. They are native to your body, and they are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication all the way down to your genetic expressions in a positive way. Now, redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to know what to do, including how to heal itself. And these redox signaling molecules do that by literally sending signals and telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, and replace damaged cells. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Look, the bottom line is this. Redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Why is this so important? Because you are made entirely of cells. You live and die at the cellular level. If you want to stay well, keep the cell well. If you want to get well, get the cell well. Healthy cells makes a healthy body, makes a healthy life, right? So redox signaling molecules are the keys to life, and they are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. And I mean all of our body's major systems. Doesn't matter whether it's biochemical or physiological. All of these processes in our body critically depend on redox signaling. Critically, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. You wouldn't have to listen to me anymore, because without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if our bodies already make these redox signaling molecules, then why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, when we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy. And have you ever noticed how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next day and do it all over again? And how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, our cells break down, which means their ability to make redox signaling molecules also breaks down. And without as many of these redox signaling molecules giving the clear cell signals and instructions of how our cells and our body should work properly, our whole cellular protection and healing process becomes slow. Our cells break down more and more, and they produce even fewer redox signaling molecules again. And it's a vicious cycle that leads to a breakdown in our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. Now, ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA Redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA Redox products and certifying them as safe and effective in every body. And ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science, because redox science, redox biochemistry, is based in Nobel Prize winning research. In fact, since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of a signaling molecule, there have now been multiple signaling molecules discovered, along with multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field of redox biochemistry. And if you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published in the National Library of Medicine, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling. And this slide is already way out of date with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. I must update it, to be honest. Now, according to medical researchers, and as reported in this article by the Huffington Post, who specifically wrote about ASEA here, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. Now, just to give you an insight to that, there are now multiple universities who receive tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. And there are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And as for ASEA, outside of all of this, we're already light years ahead. Now, ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits. Now, that translates, as we've discussed, to health at its most foundational level, but here's just one example of that. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, that help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, that improves gut health and digestive enzyme production, and that modulates hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are key, absolutely key in the health of every individual, and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways that we just don't have time to discuss fully now. But moreover, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. That means that your body works 8 times better with antioxidants than what it could do without ASEA, without you taking an antioxidant supplement, by the way. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Now, bear with me. I know this is science, but this is very important, this part especially. The head professor of this university study has come forward saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. And that's significant because all degenerative health concerns are caused by oxidative stress. And 95% of all adult conditions are degenerative, by the way. So that's a big issue that ASEA is able to have a positive effect on, massive positive effect. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe. Now, I'm talking 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to be able to when it was younger and healthier. So if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young again, if you have the very, very, very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in the sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, right? Any health goals you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. And on that note of medical doctors, you really don't need to take my word for it. Let's listen to some medical doctors right now and what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's actually possible from the outside in. That's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology, which are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. That's the two products on the right. Now, these Redox technologies are supported and enhanced by their complementary all-natural ingredients products, our Gentle Refining Cleanser and our Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. That's the two products on the left. Now, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So let's just show you what our ASEA Redox technologies are actually worth with these amazing health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results in these photos. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, and marks, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. For young people too, being rejuvenated, improving the quality of life. Or even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions, coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is Rosie. The dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie because she did not take those pictures. And also, Rosie believed that the products weren't doing anything. Rosie went to see her doctor. That's who told her about ASEA, and that's who took these pictures too. And Rosie told the doctor that the products didn't work. So the doctor showed these pictures to Rosie, and I guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? Everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes, but look, Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures. And that may happen to you too. So please take pictures. That's how you see how it goes. Now, for anything you can't take a picture of, keep a written record instead. Now, some people notice results in a reasonable amount of time, 7 weeks like Rosie, and others within 7 days. And other people can have an experience in around about 7 minutes, give or take. But some people need to apply more product, time, and patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. What we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants, as they are in bottles of ASEA Redox products. Now, studies show that ASEA Redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person, for many reasons, is the time it takes them to notice the change. This doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the differences? Now, Renew 28 is not only for the face. As you can see here, it's on a lady's arm, and there's a hand and a belly there. There's more bellies on this next slide. And let's show you some buttocks. These pictures, well, don't only prove that you can use Renew 28 all over your body, but they are from a study by a world-leading laboratory. And this study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world, actually, of people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while using Renew 28. And so scientists set upon very strict studies to see if there was any truth to these stories. And what they found after just 12 weeks is that there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat, the fat that was causing the cellulite, was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So yes, Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing the skin texture, smoothing the skin, and not just for visibly younger looking skin, much more important than that, actually healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving or sun exposure and alike, but Renew 28 is not just for the skin, it goes deeper than that. And you can know about it in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort, something that's sore or hurting you around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10. A score of 10 would mean the maximum discomfort. Apply Renew 28 on that point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes time. Just get a little timer out on your phone or a watch or something. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through, and ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. And so now that hopefully I've helped you in explaining what this redox biochemistry is, hopefully by showing you some pictures, you can see kind of the miracles that are happening from the outside, but could you imagine what would be happening on the inside if you use those redox sealing molecules there? And so before I come back, I would love to hand it back to Callie so we can hear from a very special speaker today.
Yes, I wonder who that could be. Yes, so thank you so much, Stevie. Now, our next speaker is Dan Doyle. For those of you who don't know Dan, he is an amazing leader in ASEA, one of the top producers. I've been lucky enough to have known him since the beginning of my journey with this company and this product. We've got to travel to different countries together. We've been all over the U.S., so definitely an extension of my family here. So, Dan, over to you.
Thanks, Callie. Listen, we'd be doing these people an injustice if we didn't hear your story first. A lot of them have heard mine. They're still going to hear mine. But being new to the call, as I said, if you don't mind, can you share a little bit about your journey with ASEA from the health challenge that you had, what it was like before ASEA, and what it was like on your journey with ASEA as far as the product experience, but a little bit about what we're going to go into the next, and what you think about the business and the opportunity behind it as well, if you don't mind.
Sure. Well, let me share you guys a little bit of a picture just so you get an idea. Here we go.
That'd be great, because you got a pretty incredible story, and wow, haven't seen this before.
Oh, I have lots of pictures.
Wow.
So let me just see if I can get this to full screen so you can see this. Here it is. So this was me before ASEA. So I worked with my husband. We did construction. We had a business where the two of us were doing all kinds of renovations. So this is one of the projects we were working on. So I was quite active, pretty physical, thought I was in good health. And going along, you could see I was unloading all these wood. I mean, it seemed like things were going fine. But then there was definitely a drastic change that happened in my life where you can see in this picture, This is in October of 2017. And although I'm smiling, I was not doing well at all. I had lost about 50 pounds at this point. 20 pounds of those was in 1 week, actually prior to this picture. And my health had just gone on a very rapid decline. And then just a few days later, this was me probably about the lowest. So basically going from this picture, that's a fake smile. That was the reality of what was happening. And this was a journey where I basically was getting blood transfusions and quite an interesting scenario that was going on with autoimmune issues happening in my body. And so around this time period, I was actually introduced to this company by a friend of mine. And this product I started using, it was quite a journey. It was probably about a year and a half. And you can see that is my after picture. So before this point, I was basically bedridden. At that point in that other picture, I couldn't actually even walk. And I was pretty much from my bed to the bathroom, and that was my life for quite a while. So getting my life back with not only the product, that was a major shift for me. And from that point, I definitely decided, okay, I should start probably sharing this with people, because that was not my intention when I first started this. I said, I absolutely will not do this as a business. Can I just take this as a consumer? And so, of course, my friend said, yeah, you can. That's not a problem. I did get the associate account just in case, because I thought, there's a tiny chance. I know myself. If I like something, I'm going to tell people about it. So just in case, I did get the account, but it was definitely some time before I could actually talk to others, because as you can see, it was quite a challenging situation that I was going through personally. But I did get to the other side, and a huge part of that too was some of the people you see on this call. I mean, Dan was there through a lot of that, and had other people who would check in on me, and just having that help and knowing that I can make it through this was definitely instrumental, and I really appreciate that. And just that kind of gives you an idea of the culture of this company. It's not about selling people something, it's really about helping to change people's lives for the better. And I definitely experienced that, so I wanted to be part of it. So my husband and I started sharing this with people, and it went from a couple of people and to a few more, and a couple of friends, a couple of family members, and it's just been expanding. And now I do this full time, and just getting to meet so many amazing people. There's a few people on this in the audience here that I can see I actually do know I've met. So it's just wonderful how you get to go from maybe your circle, maybe you have a large circle, maybe a small circle, but it gets so much larger, and then you end up meeting incredible people, having experiences, and the way that you grow personally is a huge thing. If anybody here knew my husband before we got involved with ASEA, he was the kind of person who would go to a party, sit in the corner, and people would ask me, does he talk? Because he was friendly, but if you would talk to him, he didn't originate communication much. But now he's gone and stood in front of hundreds of people, speaking, telling our story, and just seeing that growth with him as well has been quite amazing. So I'm super happy with this company and everything, and I feel like I've just extended my friends and family, and so hopefully I'll get to meet all of you one of these days. So that's a little bit about my story. And back to
Thank
Dan.
you, Kelly. Thank you. You are a huge part of our family, and as we are of yours. So amazing to hear your whole story like that. I mean, I've heard it many, many times, but with those photos, I mean, what an incredible change. Wow, I mean, we went through those times and we did speak, and I knew you were sick, but to physically see those photos and your story from health to no health, similar to mine, to where you are today, just so amazing. I mean, this is what I live for. I love it.
Oh,
Thank you so
absolutely.
much. Thanks for being the leader you are too. You and Fernando Alonso. He's coming back, by the way, the racing car driver.
Oh, I know. Trust me, we're into Formula One now.
I bet. I bet. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Amazing, amazing. All right, guys. So I'm just going to share my screen and take you through my little journey. Some of you had heard my story. I've told it thousands of times, but I'm going to tell it thousands of times more, obviously. High impact story, but not the best, not the best. There are so many better stories than mine. It's been an amazing journey from health to no health to health again, and from health and being financially set up and stable to losing absolutely everything due to losing my health, and then regaining my health, and then bringing everything back financially on this journey. And this is what Stevie's going to talk about after my testimonial too, just in regards to the opportunity, which I highly recommend you stay on and listen to, even if you're here just for the products. It's amazing knowing what we know. It'd be really, you know, once you know what this is and what it can do, you'd be doing yourself, you'd be doing everybody an injustice if you didn't tell people about this incredible breakthrough. Don't be a skeptic, as I was to the business model prior to getting involved in this incredible, you know, network marketing model. It's probably the most amazing business model, thanks to the breakthrough and ASEA and the company is behind what we have. So just to reiterate what Stevie said before I go into my testimonial, that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. For those on the call who have been invited by somebody and you're new to the call, as these guys said, we do not sell anything to anybody. We don't convince anybody to do anything. This is simply information, and you know, the information that we provide. Incredible presentation by Stevie so far. You've heard an amazing testimonial from Callie, and this is what we do. We tell our stories. We don't sell, we tell. So somebody's handed you an amazing gift. Whether you want to open that gift or not is totally up to you, but hopefully this information can help you make that decision. I love people that make decisions on things they have been fully informed about. So here we go. This is my story. Grew up in Sydney, Australia, played many sports. And this is one of them, bodybuilding, after, you know, rugby, judo, gymnastics, aerobics, surfing. Used to love playing sports, and used to love to distract myself from school by playing sports and excelling in whatever I did except for school. Parents done a great job of bringing us up, middle class. That my parents had 3 jobs each, 3 kids, me and my 2 sisters, put us through private school education, didn't take advantage of that, dropped out of school and got a job, and decided after a few years didn't want to work for anybody anymore, and opened up my own business, which was a gym, bodybuilding shop in the health and fitness industry. And this was the start. This is me at 24 years old, product of the product. Obviously, if I wanted to sell my gym equipment and supplements and aerobics gear and whatnot in a day, I had to look good, and that's exactly what I was doing through doing the sport bodybuilding. This was the start of me building and selling traditional businesses. Didn't know I was going to do it at the time, but I ended up building 20 traditional businesses over 20 years in many different industries. And those industries were the hospitality industry, the construction industry, the security industry, and obviously health and fitness. And over that 20 years, I employed about 3,500 people, and this is me at 24. Let's go to 44 now, going through this whole journey of me being a young entrepreneur, not a bodybuilder anymore, but still kept very fit and healthy, going to the gym at 6:30 every morning. Wanted to be the best version of a 50-year-old that I could be. This is me at 44. I'm 54 this year, and I can tell you I'm very in similar condition, and I still look after myself. And but I didn't know here I was in a lot of trouble with my health. And thank goodness I was in this condition, because a symptom came to the surface, which I found. And 6 months later in 2011, here's a photo of me on the right-hand side with no hair from the top of my head to my toes. As Kelly said with one of her photos, it's a very fake smile, because when you're that sick, it's very hard to squeeze out a smile like that, very difficult. And what I went through for that 2.5 years in that hospital, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It was horrendous, and that some stages throughout what I went through, I really didn't want to be here. A friend of mine, Johnny Manor, standing next to me, hero of mine, played the highest levels of rugby in Australia, been through all the hospital visits that I'd started here. He had what they would consider the good one. I had 2 of the bad ones. He was in remission at this time, but after this photo, unfortunately for Johnny, his issue came back, went back into hospital, started losing a lot of weight, lost all his hair, never came out, lost him at the age of 23. At the end of all my hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. And at that point, I made a decision to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands, something that I highly recommend that all of you do. Do not wait to get sick. before you do that. Make sure you come in at every single angle holistically to look after your health. Redox is obviously foundational. That's what you're hearing about now. It's the thing that cuts to the chase, makes everything work. But you've also got, you need good food, nutrition, bit of exercise, some sun, get yourself into a great spiritual and emotional place, and you're going to be pretty good place for longevity. So I went on to an alkaline diet, spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water, 2 years looking after myself, and this was the result. Blood works was still heading in the wrong direction, and I was still in a lot of trouble with my health. A friend of mine called me, Bart Cotter, said, I think I've found something that can help. Long story short, flew from Sydney, Australia to Salt Lake City, Utah, started on these redox signaling molecules. 3 hours, my body was expelling things from it so fast, I had little red spots all over my upper torso. In 12 hours, a 20-year stomach problem had gone away, a caffeine intolerance. And in 48 to 72 hours, because I had so much lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital where I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time, my lungs were functioning perfect. You can tell that they're functioning perfect right now. So I went back to Australia. I kept drinking these molecules. Let's fast forward another year. 2015, I was taking the product for a whole year. This is the day the doctors told me no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away, 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose. My whole body was rebuilt, top to bottom, 1 year on this product. Let's have a look at 2017, 3 years on the product. So as you can see from when I didn't have my health in 2014, what you're seeing on the outside is a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. And 1 year on the product, looking and feeling way better. Still, what you're seeing on the outside, a reflection of what was going on the inside. And 2017, 3 years on the product, my complexion, a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. Been an incredible journey, and things evolved along the way. It became a responsibility to start helping others with what I knew and what it did for me. To keep this to myself is what I say is it's an injustice. It wouldn't be the right thing not to help other people with this incredible breakthrough. And that's what I started to do. I started sharing this with others. And if it wasn't for the business model behind ASEA, behind this breakthrough, if it wasn't for ASEA, the business, if it wasn't for the network marketing business model, I probably wouldn't be here, because helping others gave me the ability to earn thank you checks. Those thank you checks I invested back into my own health. And it was me being able to buy more product which saturated my body, getting these molecules to the damage, telling my body where the problem was, that eventually kept me here, that returned my health. So I had no intention when I first started to tell anybody about this, to build a network marketing business. This was all about me. I was probably selfish. But as I said, it became a responsibility and turned into this purpose-filled mission. I believe in these current times, when we have what's happening around the world, which isn't going away in a hurry, where people have lost their jobs, where they're concerned about their health, I believe that this is the most compelling opportunity that we'll ever come across. This is the perfect storm for this company, ASEA. This is the perfect storm for our businesses. People are looking for something to maintain or help them with their health, and they'll always spend money in these bad economic times because their health is number one. Now, the other thing is, there's a lot of people that are out of work, they've lost their jobs, and they've lost their businesses, or their businesses are going down. So this is something that people can build a true home business, literally from home, because, I mean, this is how we do business now. We do it remotely, we do it on Zoom, we do it through all these platforms, and this is a way that you can connect people to the people that you've been connected to tonight to help you to share this and start receiving those thank you checks for building your ASEA business, which is coming in a direct result from helping the people that you know, that you love. And as I said, it'd be the most compelling opportunity I believe that you'll ever come across. With that, I'm going to hand back to Stevie Aquilina, or Kelly to introduce Stevie Aquilina, just in regards to the next part of this presentation. And anything you want to add to that, Kelly, go for it. Because as I said, you've been involved for a few years now. You're an amazing leader that got business in many, many countries. The business opportunity, I mean, the business has given back your health and maintaining you guys in regards to what's going on physically. But you know, you've done extremely well. You've got to a level where you're comfortable, but obviously you're going to get to a level where you won't have to think about the decisions that you might have to make. You're just going to do whatever you want at any time you want to do it.
Right.
So pretty amazing opportunity. You guys, as I said, great leaders. You're doing really well. So just a little bit more on, you know, where you can see this going. I mean, you know, what it's done for you guys, but where you can see the future of ASEA is going with what we have in these economic and times where people are, you know, concerned about their health.
Sure. Yes. Well, thank you, Dan. That was excellent. I love hearing that story. Even though I've heard it many times, it seems like it's new each time. Well, one thing I can tell you about this business is that you know, you hear about a lot of things out there, and I know for myself personally, when I was going through the things that I was dealing with and the research into what can I do for my body, because for me, the choice was basically a surgery or on drugs for life, neither of which I wanted to do. And so having another option was something that I feel like was really important, that other people realize that there are other options out there. And this is one that they're not going to hear about unless you who have now heard about this tell them. If you ask most people, they've never heard of ASEA. So as far as potential, you know, we haven't even really touched the surface of where we're going to go. There's no other company that has this product right now, so we don't have competition. The only thing we have to be competing with is our own selves to get out there and actually say something. And so that was something that I just keep in my mind. You know, if it wasn't for someone telling me, my life would be completely different if I was even still here. So it's really easy to continue to tell this story to people. But the more you learn about this company, the more people you see, everyone pretty much has this similar type of attitude. They want to help others, really friendly, nice people, and it's just that type of attitude and thing will really take you far with this company. So I'm excited for the years to come. I had my 4-year anniversary with this company about 2 days ago, and that just went by like that. So I guess time flies when you're having fun. Yes, thank you. So Stevie is going to tell us a little bit more about the business side of this, just so you can see how is it that we do share this. Thank you, Cam. And Stevie, you there?
I'm here, yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much to Dan and you for sharing your story. It inspires me and encourages me more to do what we do, which is to grow and expand this business, because that's what's getting this breakthrough out there. And you're right when you said there's a lot of things out there. I don't want anyone to trip over that fact. I almost did when Dan first introduced this to me. I was like, oh, there's so many of these things out there. There is nothing out there like this. This is a breakthrough for healthcare. This is a breakthrough for humanity. This is a breakthrough for, you know, bettering people's lives and being a force for good in the world. And, you know, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. That is a historical fact. It is a universal truth. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. And that's created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of this. And that is to make a living while bettering people's lives. And so ASEA's Redox products are the world's first and only redox signaling supplements for 2 very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one else other than just one person, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, who's a medical atomic physicist, no one but this gentleman has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. And in fact, for the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And 2, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied legally, it just simply can't be copied, because there's no way to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how it was made and how to reverse engineer it, because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA. And so it really can't be copied. And that means we have no copycats. And that means we have no competition. And that means no one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. And that means no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them, because none of them are redox signaling molecules. And therefore, nothing else in the body, or sorry, nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the body as what ASEA can, because ASEA is redox signaling molecules, and redox works in everybody. And everybody needs redox, because nothing in the body works at as well, or at all, in fact, without Redox. And Redox can't hurt any product. And again, no other products can make that claim. No juice, pills, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, or whatever it might be. They're not redox signaling molecules. Now, ASEA is not the be all and end all. Redox is not the be all and end all, but it is the beginning of all. Again, nothing in the body works at all without Redox. And so ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors, whether it be healthcare and wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries, by the way. But again, everyone throughout these industries need ASEA, and ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get an ASEA Redox supplement from. And so it really is an entrepreneur's dream. Now, our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own. And so we look for people to help spread the word. Now, what we do is not complicated. We simply share Redox with others. We personally share ASEA with customers. We grow and expand a global network of other people doing the same, other people who also want to share the benefits of ASEA. Now, you're in business for yourself. We can be our own boss, but you are never in business by yourself, because together we are better, and together we improve the productivity of the network we've built regionally, nationally, and internationally. And so it's kind of like a franchise business, but instead of building restaurants and burgers, let's say McDonald's does, a very famous franchise. Instead of building buildings, we build people. And by the way, we don't even need to make, ship, or handle the products. The company does all of that for you. And so in this way, you can make an income like a franchise, in fact, way more than that, but without all of this stress and overhead and expenses and risk. So ASEA gives you an opportunity to earn money just by sharing Redox with others. So for people looking for either, doesn't matter whether it's an extra, part-time, full-time, big time, or even a legacy leaving income, for people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there's levels of commissions, money to meet whatever levels of ambitions. To be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality, ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. Now, you receive a residual income, not just from the first, but from all of the ongoing and repeated purchases made by every single person that you refer to ASEA. And because you can refer as many people as you like, and because that person can purchase as much product as they like, and because you get paid every time they repurchase, that makes the residual income potential for you unlimited. Now, on top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated and ongoing purchases made by every single person your contacts and others also refer. And there are no limits to how far and wide and deep these referrals can go around the globe. Now, just like when we recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, food, homewares, beauty products, health products, whatever it might be, right? People tell people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful, effective, trusted, and listened to forms of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide, and ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening new markets almost every single year. We're over a 10-year-old company. We're debt-free since the beginning, since our inception. And based on existing trends over these more than 10 years, the annual turnover is projected to exceed more than $500 million in the next 5 years. Now, residual income is impressive. Being able to get paid for work you do once, on your days off, on your holidays, while you sleep, still getting paid. It's very impressive, but more so, it's very important. You have residual bills. You need residual income, right? Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? We've probably not figured this out. Whatever, every 100 people, only one is wealthy. Probably figured out residual income, probably. Only 3 are financially secure. Probably figured out residual income. 7 out of every 100 people must still work to survive at 65, and not working because they want to, but because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. And worse still, 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare, dependent by 65. So what's going wrong? What's this one main financial principle that the top 4% seem to figure out that the other 81% don't? Residual income, most likely, right? It's how to make money that is no longer dependent on their paid by the hour, selling their precious time for money, labor intensive or own activity job, otherwise known as active income. I mean, just here in Australia alone in the last 12 months, people's incomes have been swept away by all sorts of things. out of their control by Mother Nature and flicks of the pen that was completely against all of the plans and wishes of those people. And the fact is, this is not a new thing just the last 12 months. It is inevitable that sooner or later you won't be able to be as active as you are right now, and therefore you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. And this may even be more concerning if you're thinking, as I once was, well, my active income more isn't enough as it is. The blow of the wind would have knocked me over for good. Now, this is one of the biggest problems 81% of people get trapped in. Money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a good place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job, keep it. You're blessed. But still, find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing, because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart and dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, or able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances and their freedom and their security, for people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it, for people who have dreams and desires of a better life for themselves and others, a seer is a significant opportunity for you to make a significant impact in other people's lives and to be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable of its global expansion, to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. Now, there is nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to really do with a seer, and it's who we become and what we do that is the biggest reward, over and above any riches it will make us here. Now, you can make really great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. Have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, and a really great lifestyle. But at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others. That is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of a seer, really. And demonstrated to me in this first introduction I had to a seer, which was the truth behind why this is coming out in this way. Big pharmaceutical companies were actually shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies that were proving a seer. And those drug companies offered to pay a seer huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights, ownership to the ASEA Redox technologies. However, they wanted ASEA to shut down and they wanted to take everyone off Redox. That was the drug companies, right? But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son, Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see very grave concerns and consequences in such a deal from big pharma companies, because Virtus and Tyler saw people who had come from very severe health challenges that once upon a time had left them and even their doctors feeling hopeless, to then these people experiencing life-changing power with Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they couldn't in good conscience sell out. And so that's why they simply felt that they didn't, right? They said no to the payout and yes to the people. You see, for Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route, deciding to go the health route, deciding to go the care route rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. And one of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here to me, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision that I've seen them make, and that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and their corporate teams come from very big backgrounds. They're exceptionally experienced. We're talking up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They're very good at running very profitable and famous global companies, but their corporate soul revolves around putting people first and bettering people's lives and being a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. And if you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers easily. There's plenty of university studies, but most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing Redox experiences for you to see. You can go see them and show you that ASEA is the real deal. So if you want to be happier and healthier, live younger, stronger, longer, you may just want to become an ASEA customer. Welcome. We welcome you. But if you want to have more in your heart, if you have more dreams and desires, if you want to be, do, and have, and able to give more, and if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life and income and lifestyle, if you want to help increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make more of a difference in the world, become part of this Redox reality, and you can become more. If you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can, and you will in fact better the lives of many, many others. and your life as a byproduct of that will become better in many, many ways. So thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. And again, a special wish of safety, security, and goodwill out to everyone that's been affected by these floods. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you want to say something there, Dan?
Yeah, we're certainly thinking of our family and friends back in Australia. Stevie, can you promote Cindy? We got another incredible call coming up.
Yep, just did it.
So guys, just hang in there. We've got the global expansion team call now. And we're going to start that